Wow, let's sneak inside. First look. Wow. Yeah? Am I allowed to? All right, I'm going to sit inside. Oh, yeah. Inside the BYD ATTO. Beautiful, isn't it?
That looks real good.
That looks really nice. Wow.
Speakers, I like this.
Ventilated seats. Air conditioning in the back. Got some sleeves there. Look at the speakers. Beautiful. The mood lighting, purple. I love it. Feels really nice, actually. Very impressive. Wow, that's a nice car. Some lights up here. Handle. We've got a 60-40 split, probably. Center console. Drink holders. Parcel shelf behind here. As you can see that at the back there. We'll have to look at the boot in a second. We've got a roof. Electronic closing, so I can't pull it shut. Moon roof. Sunroof that opens. Air conditioning vents. Very tactile back here. BYD design. Love it. Love it. Another compartment down here. Pretty roomy. I'm 5'9". Can put my fist in there. And there we go. There I am. Headroom up here as well. There we go. Quite a bit. Excellent. All right, I'll let someone else have a look, and I'm going to hop out and try and get in the front. All right, I'm going to try and sneak in here.
Thank you.
Thanks very much. All right, just check the door opening. Look at this. It sounds really good, doesn't it? Okay. Quickly get in here. Oh, I'm in the front of the line. I'm in the car. Look at that. Beautiful. Look at that. There's buttons there everywhere. It looks stunning. Look, love it. Leather steering, maybe? Vegan leather? Don't know. It looks good there. A lot of controls there. I have to look back in the footage to see what they are. Metallic down here. This air conditioning vent looks interesting, doesn't it? Look at that. And there's a gear stick down here. Good, the electric car's only got 3. Reverse, neutral drive. And there's a P button as well. P. Is that some sort of autopilot, Omoda? Hold. Hi, how are you? Another P up here, so lots of buttons here. Oh, some in Chinese on this side. Volume control, I suppose. More drink holders. Parking ticket. Very tactile down here. Let's see, sorry, opens up. Hey, holds a beer. Look at that, beautiful. That's pretty spacious down here. Hey everyone. Put my whole hand in there. That's great. I love these seats.
How are we all?
So good.
How are we all?
I wonder if that's like a sport pack or a standard pack. I'm not sure. Definitely ventilated.
All right, let's get into it, shall we? Let's do it.
Glove box. Quickly look at the glove box. I'll let someone else have a look.
Are you live streaming?
How is everyone? Welcome to tonight's live stream. I just heard someone in my video say, "Are you live streaming?" It's like perfect timing. Nice to see you all there, and welcome to. Oh, excuse me. Welcome to Tesla Tom's Ludicrous Feed live stream. We do this every Thursday night at 9 p.m. We talk Teslas, we talk EVs, we talk BYD, we talk everything. So welcome tonight. This is your first time. Nice of you all to join us. And of course, we've got a very special guest tonight, which I'll introduce you to very, very shortly. But I just want to welcome everyone in the chat. I'm really touched tonight. There's so many people watching already. 140 viewers, concurrent viewers. And if you're watching on replay, hello and welcome, and make sure you leave a comment as well. And I can see in the live poll that 101 votes have already been taken. And tonight's question is BYD ATTO 3, starting from $44,990 in Australia, drive away. What are your thoughts on this price? There are 3 options. I was hoping it would be cheaper. It's about right, and I thought it'd be more expensive. So make sure you get in there and vote, and make your vote count in the poll there. And we'll certainly touch base with that poll every now and then. All right, everyone. Well, let's introduce our very special guest tonight, and that is, of course, Mr. Luke Todd, who is the CEO of EVDirect, who is the supplier for BYD here in Australia. Let's put him on the stream right now. Hey Luke, how are you going?
Hello Tom, I'm well, thank you. And you?
I'm very well indeed. And thank you so much for joining us tonight on the stream. It's a real honor to have you.
It's my pleasure to be here. Thank you for inviting me on.
Yeah, there's been a lot of interest tonight, certainly from my regular viewers and a lot of new viewers as well. So we're eager to hear your thoughts on the BYD opening from Saturday night and, of course, the ATTO 3 coming to Australia. First of all, congratulations on the opening in Sydney on Saturday night, which I was honoured to attend. And the showroom in Sydney looks fantastic, by the way. If you guys want to get down there, 50 Riley Street, Darlinghurst in town. So thank you for doing that event. It was a great night.
No, it was great to have you there, and we really enjoyed the evening, and it was great to bring everybody together finally and officially launch the BYD brand in Australia. So it was a good evening and a good way to start what we're doing here in Australia.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. Yeah, congratulations on that too, and we're all behind you. And obviously, the ATTO 3 was launched as well, which I believe you're sitting in tonight.
Yeah, I tried to make things not as boring as sitting at a desk, so I tried to set up a little mini studio in the car. It sort of worked. The lights are a bit too bright, and I was hoping to show people features of the car and so on. But yeah, I have the pleasure of sitting in the ATTO 3 at the moment, and my attempts to demonstrate the vehicle have sort of worked, but not fully. So apologies for the slightly weird background, everybody, but I'm in the ATTO 3.
No, that's great. And look, if and when the right-hand drive ATTO 3 comes to Australia, I'm putting my hand up for that first ride with you in the ATTO 3.
Well, I can give you some news about that tonight. So
Oh, okay, excellent.
it's pretty close.
Okay, cool. I want to ask you first of all, and by the way, tonight will be a bit of a mixed picture. We'll have a run sheet which I'll go through with Luke, some of the questions I want to ask, and it's a culmination of all the comments from the YouTube video that I released, which by the way is now 32,000 views, not even a week in. So thank you everyone for watching. It's been great seeing all the views go up and all the positive engagement. But it's a culmination of all those comments, as well as tonight. If you've got any comments you want to add to the stream and contribute that way, leave it in the live chat. If the chat goes off, there are lots of comments. Obviously, feel free to purchase a super chat message or comment as well, and that'll bring your comment further up the list if you really want to add your comment or ask Luke a question tonight. First of all, Luke, I just want to ask you about the BYD plans and for more showrooms in Australia. What are your plans moving forward for the Australian market from a showroom point of view?
Okay, so our plan is to expose the BYD brand to as many people as possible. As you know, we've got a significant amount of interest. BYD, I believe, is the most exciting brand to enter the market for, well, if not ever, but for certainly many years. We want to exhibit our vehicles as much as we can. You saw the Experience Centre in Sydney, which is a 4-story facility. We have a showroom on the ground floor. We have an experience center on level 2. We have a BYD members lounge on the lower floor, and then we have our open offices on level 4, which are all designed to invite people in. One thing that we didn't have time to do on the weekend was we're actually opening our facility to University of New South Wales and to people like yourself. We want to be inclusive, and we actually literally want to have you and University of New South Wales or wherever it may be feel like they can come and use our facility at any time. And we believe we're trying to do something more than just have a showroom or have a pop-up display or whatever's been done before. We want to create a membership feel, but without the price tag. And so I think that you saw the facility. It's a great facility to host venues, and we'd love for you to come along and maybe do a show from there one night. And we want to offer our facility up to certain people to come and use. So that's sort of stage 1, and then we have underpinning everything we do. A key thing for me was making sure that we can reach as many Australians as possible. So quite a few months ago now, we struck a great relationship with MyCar, a fantastic group of people to work with, and we're rolling out across their 270 stores and facilities the ability for us to deliver vehicles, but then to do all of our service and maintenance, logbook servicing through My Car. Just so for clarity, we're starting with 8 stores nationwide, and we move to 30 by the middle of next year, and then we'll slowly progress as demand requires up to the full 270. Probably somewhere in the middle of 2023, it'll be the full 270 stores. So what that allows us to do is to reach 80% of Australia through the My Car network. And we think it's a great thing to allow that confidence for that local relationship. So if you buy online and then you want your car delivered via My Car, or we can home deliver it, that's a possibility as well. You can go and meet a technician that's been trained by BYD and ourselves. You can spend an hour or so with them, learn how to use the car, learn all the features. So often you might get a new car and you get a really quick once over, but we want people to be completely confident, especially considering how much technology is in this vehicle. We need to show people all of the tech so they can get the maximum user experience out of the vehicle. So that's sort of phase one. And then you might have noticed, or in the press today, was a really significant moment, which is the announcement of a joint venture that we've put together between ourselves and the Eagers Automotive Group, which is Australia's largest dealer network. We're working with Eagers Automotive to roll out a whole series of different formats, whether that may be some more sort of traditional dealerships, some experience centers, probably in the range of 20 to 30 sites between now and 2024. But what that's about is to not only just have the best of what we can offer by the sophisticated digital platform that we have, but we do realize that people do want to touch and feel vehicles and drive vehicles. So we've been really lucky to have the opportunity to, I guess, pick the best of everything. And definitely online digital is where people, from our research and everything we're aware of, a lot of people like to do research and not have that sort of pressure point of going into a dealership. But then people do still want to go and have a look at the cars and touch and feel. So in our strategic plan, we have My Car as a great partner to facilitate 80% of the country. And then I'm really proud to announce our relationship with the Eagers Automotive Group, where we're going to have a whole range of physical locations where people can see our wonderful range of vehicles.
Yeah, I saw that in the news today, so that's congratulations on that deal. It's very good to hear. I mean, what is your plan moving forward? Is it going to be always digital, direct to consumer, where you order on the website, or can people go in there and do a traditional purchase where they can talk to the salesperson and bargain the price and that kind of thing?
Well, there won't be any bargaining, so it's fixed pricing, whether it's on digital or whether you go into the showroom. So you can't go in the showroom, browse, and then go and get a better price online. It's a holistic relationship that we have with the Eagers Automotive Group, where we come together as a joint venture partnership, and you'll have the ability to buy online if that's the way you wish to purchase, or you can go into one of the facilities that we'll be rolling out with Eagers Automotive, and you can buy the traditional way. But everything will be centralized back through our system and our digital platform to enable us to manage the relationship with all of our customers as precise as we can. And a key point of that is the relationship for us doesn't end when you purchase your car. In our view, it actually begins. As many of your viewers or people watching may know that may have an electric car or a Tesla at the moment, there's a lot of interactivity starting to occur with the technology, and the BYD product in particular has a D-Link system which is yet to be rolled out in Australia, and there's a whole range of technology features, not only the capability for us to upgrade on a regular basis so you've always got the latest tech, but it's really an extension of all of the apps that you have on your phone, all of the features that you sort of want in your daily life. Now people very much sort of live out of their phone. Obviously there's safety features built in, so you can't be playing with apps and so on whilst you're driving, but to have an extension of your mobile device or mobile phone integrated into the car via the D-Link system is really a step forward for us.
Yep, we'll touch on integration with phones and software updates a bit later on, but I just want to quickly highlight one comment from a viewer, Mike Gibson. I live in between Melbourne and Sydney. What about showrooms and test drives for country people, and not just between Melbourne and Sydney, but for all over regional Australia? And someone asked about Northern Territory as well. Will there be sites there for people to try out their cars?
Yeah, well, one of the challenges that any car retailer has in Australia is the geographical size of our country. So we have to be realistic, and that's why we have the MyCar relationship to reach at least 80% of the country. So I'll answer this question backwards. So we will be having vehicles that people can see in as many rural towns, as many locations as possible. Now, that may be at a MyCar facility, for example. So it might not be a full showroom experience, but at least it's an opportunity to go and see the vehicle, test drive, and that's our strategy to reach as many people as possible. But to answer specifically between Melbourne and Sydney, yes, we have plans well underway to set up a facility in the ACT. That will be an experience centre type arrangement. And then obviously we're coming to Melbourne very, very soon. We're in the final stages of site selection. And yeah, we want as many people as possible to be able to see and experience a BYD product firsthand.
Fantastic. Let's move a little bit forward towards pricing now. Now, obviously, the website, and I'll just bring that up very quickly here. So the pricing currently in Australia for the BYD ATTO 3 is going to be starting at $44,990, as you can see there, viewers. So I just want to ask you, Luke, about the pricing of this car, and talk us through the decision on this final $44,990 price for this vehicle.
So we've tried to bring in, and for people that know a little bit about the BYD product and the advanced technology that's inside the vehicle, the blade battery, the technology, the safety features, the quality of design, the product is extremely well priced. It pains me to see when I read news articles and it refers the word cheap in quite a few news articles, because it's not a cheap car by any means. Tom, you saw it yourself firsthand on Saturday. This is sitting in that luxury type level vehicle, but we just have the ability to bring it in at an extremely competitive, hopefully affordable price, and we've brought it in at the price that the lowest we can bring it in. That's why there's no haggling. There is no fat in this price point, but we've tried to position the vehicle at a point where people, especially in Victoria and New South Wales, when you add the $3,000 rebate that's on offer at the moment, and hopefully in some other states soon, you really are extremely competitive. And I reference another reviewer who did a review on a comparable petrol vehicle at the $44,000 price point, and our vehicle compared to that vehicle across an 8-year life cycle was actually close to $14,000 more cost effective to own and operate over 8 years. So we're not only the first company to bring vehicles of high quality at price parity, we're actually now well beyond that. And if you're saving $13,000 to $14,000 across 8 years, the question really for many people, and I know the people probably listening tonight are EV fans or advocates, but for the broader public, the question is why are we still buying petrol cars when electric cars are now far more cost effective to operate?
Yep, absolutely.
Especially ones at our price point.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you'll be, at that price point, it's going to be very competitive. And we'll talk about the competition that BYD will have as well moving forward. But I just want to address the elephant in the room. Like, I'll be honest, I'm now following BYD quite closely, having gone to the showroom, and But there's been a lot of comments on that video of mine, and also in tonight's chat about previous pricing, either misconstrued or otherwise. I think there were some people who might have thought this car might have come in sub $40,000 prior to Saturday night's launch. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I'll take this opportunity to clarify a few things. So we've been promoting the BYD brand for close to 18 months now in Australia, and originally we were looking at bringing the Dolphin, or EA1 as it's known overseas, as our first product, and we opted to bring in the ATTO 3 because it's a larger vehicle. It's going to reach a wider audience, and we had to invest our money wisely to bring in what we thought was the most suitable car, the one that would have the highest attraction first. So there was confusion, and I'm the first to admit it, and it was a little bit challenging for me to see this $35,000 price point all the time, because that's referencing the EA1/Dolphin, which will most likely be the ATTO 2 when we launch that product later on in the year. So that's the product that's going to be in around that $35,000 mark. We get to confirm the exact price. We're working with BYD to ensure that we can deliver that at the most cost-effective price. But I think there has been some confusion, and for that, we're sorry. We tried to communicate the message as well as we could. But the vehicle that I think is referenced largely, the price point anyway, is the one as opposed to the ATTO 3, which I'm sitting in at the moment.
Yeah, thanks, Luke. Thanks for your honesty too. So hopefully that clears that up for a lot of people that are watching tonight. Now we'll talk about the EA1/Dolphin/ATTO 2 shortly, but let's talk about delivery dates. So the website currently says that you're hoping to have it delivered, with the first car in Australia delivered by July 2022, as you can see there. How confident are you with this delivery date at this point in time?
Really confident. So I've had 2 trips to the factory the back end of last year, and spent a considerable amount of time working with the team in BYD to do some finer touch-ups and tuning to the vehicle to make sure it's suitable for Australian conditions. So I've seen firsthand our own production lines that we've invested in. I've worked with the designers and the team working through the ADR compliance and the ANCAP rating, and we are very confident on our timeline. So we purposely pushed it back 2 months from what we originally were striving for. But I can confirm that we commence mass production in April this year. We'll obtain full ADR compliance and our ANCAP rating, which will be the 5-star, in around April as well, concurrently. And then we'll be having vehicles come off the line in May, and then we move. I think I gave the wrong day there. We move to full production in May, which frees up the vehicles in June, and then we have shipping into Australia for 1st of July delivery. So we're as confident as we can be. This is a complex process of mass manufacturing. We are building in the first batch 1,500 cars, which is an extremely large amount of volume for a first run. And but we're very confident that we'll be hitting our date of 1st of July.
Excellent. I want to hear. That's what I want to hear. That's fantastic. And just quickly, someone asked earlier about the refund policy with regards to, I think it's $1,000 to put a deposit on that's refundable. Is it easy enough to get it back if you change your mind?
Yeah, of course. We really want to be flexible. And one of the reasons that we've had the put the refundable deposit down is, obviously we'd love everybody to follow through and purchase the vehicle, and I'm sure most will. But we also need, from our side, and this is something that I want to communicate to your audience, is that we need to know the anticipated volume that we need to deliver. And we're very, very glad we did, because so far our reception since launching on Saturday has been overwhelming, and we're getting close to first month of production being set aside for this first batch of people that have put their deposit down. But if people decide to change their mind, or if they, for example, if you've put your deposit down on the standard range and you want to opt for the longer range, or vice versa, we're really flexible. Just reach out to us. We're expanding our communication process on a daily basis. We're rolling out different systems to enable more communication. So if people change their mind, it's fully refundable. You just let us know, and we'll send the money straight back. So that's no issue at all. But obviously, we'd love people to buy the vehicle, and I don't think anybody will be let down when they actually receive their vehicle.
That's great. I think on camera you said to me it was about 1,500 orders a month, so, or as in like cars a month coming to Australia.
Our maximum production at the moment is 1,500 per month, and that varies a little bit depending on how many days there are in the month. But that's correct. That's
good, and I'm glad to hear that you're getting that many orders off the back of Saturday night's opening. That's great. Now let's get into the details of the car itself, because I'm seeing a lot of questions in the chat about various features of the ATTO 3, which you're sitting in right now. For viewers who've just joined us, we're talking to Luke Todd, CEO of EVDirect, bringing the BYD ATTO 3 to Australia. How close? I mean, I saw the car inside and out, up close and personal on Saturday night. How close will the styling of the right-hand drive vehicle in Australia be to that car I saw, that left-hand drive car I saw in Darlinghurst?
Very close. So what you saw in Darlinghurst is virtually the same styling that we'll have. We have just the one color interior at the moment. We are looking at potentially a second alternative, but this interior has received overwhelming praise in both overseas and Australia, and it is bold. It's different. It's certainly not boring. I absolutely love it. When I first saw it, I thought it's bold and daring, but the more unfortunately, I get to drive it around a little bit in controlled conditions. It's a great interior. The design is really convenient. Some of the features make the vehicle feel much larger than it is, and it's extremely ergonomic as far as touch points, where the screens are, where the handles are, where the gear change is. So we're confident that we have a great interior, and the styling that you saw on Saturday night will be virtually the same to the model that we bring in for deliveries in July.
Fantastic. And what about the infotainment screen itself? Will it have Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, or is it BYD proprietary?
So it's BYD proprietary. So we want to be really clear and get this message right, because there's been a bit of mixed confusion on what that actually is. So the D-Link system is a system that BYD has developed in-house. They have some of the best technicians and the best software designers globally in the automotive industry. And D-Link, the easiest way that I can explain it is that D-Link sits above Apple and Android systems. So you can put your Apple phone or your Android phone and connect it with D-Link, but then the D-Link system takes over, and you have effectively an extension of your entire phone into the D-Link system. So we're on current systems like Apple or Android, you have limited features. What D-Link tries to do is maximize your phone capabilities and expand that into the infotainment system. So just to be very clear, you can use Android and Apple, and you'll virtually have every feature that you have on your phone, plus more, in the D-Link system.
Great, that's good. That's answered a lot of questions, I'm sure. Now, part of the reason why I like driving a Tesla is the over-the-air software updates. Will the ATTO 3 and BYD in general in Australia have that as well?
Yeah. So we've engaged an agreement with Telstra. So Telstra will be supplying the secure SIMs, encrypted, for these vehicles. And yes, so we have automatic updates. We can reach into your vehicle and provide you automatic updates. The data is extremely secure, so we can't obtain anything other than kilometers, which just enables us to then give you a report on when you need servicing and so on, so we can interact with our customers correctly. but yes, it allows us to provide updates. So it's great because we'll be able to keep your car, once you buy it, keep it updated all the time, and BYD is moving at a great pace with new technology. So the car you buy, you'll have updates, and you'll have an enhanced experience as you move along whilst you own the vehicle.
That's great. And the updates will be included with the cost, or is that a monthly fee with the
No,
rest of the
included.
entertainment included? Good.
I think that's I really want to emphasize this point. This is a top spec car. Everything you saw the other night, the sunroof, all of the features, all of the driver assist, everything is standard. We don't have the option to up spec this vehicle because it's already at full spec. And that's the same with infotainment. It all comes with the package, and there's no charge, and that's something that we're proud of. We don't need to upsell the price. $44,990 you drive away in some states, and then $3,000, and that's it. It's really simple, and that's why we're so confident in what we're doing.
That's great. Excellent. I'm very glad to hear that. And what about other things like, will the car navigation have the list of charges, DC and AC charging listed on the screen?
Yeah, so there's the same features that you'll see in some other vehicles. It notifies you of where the nearest charging location is, and all of those features come as standard.
Okay, good. Vehicle to load?
Yeah, so vehicle to load, we have in all of our BYD vehicles that will have vehicle to load, which is wonderful. For those that don't know what vehicle to load is, it's basically you're carrying around a huge generator, and there's a tiny adapter. It's sort of just the size of a double plug that you put into your home wall socket, and that allows you to connect anything you want. A portable barbecue for trades. You can charge your drills or whatever it may be. So it's just another feature of electric cars, and we're very happy that we've got vehicle to load. And then over time we'll move to vehicle to grid. But the reality is at the moment vehicle to grid is not needed en masse. Energy companies obviously have a strong attraction to that in the future, but it's not relevant for now. So vehicle to load is a great feature, and hopefully I've answered a few questions about vehicle to grid at the same time there.
No, that's good. I will be, if I get a chance to drive it, I'll certainly be trying out my barbecue on that, my electric barbecue.
Well, I did it the other day. It's actually works really well. It's, I didn't, when I first thought, yeah, you're not going to have many uses, but the reality is that it just opens up another opportunity to enjoy journeys, and who knows when you'll need power along the side of the road.
Yeah, correct. With the charging, I assume it's going to be Type 2 and CCS as well, CCS2?
Spot on, yeah. So Type 2, CCS2, and as you're aware, we have a good relationship with EV Networks. The St Baker Innovation Fund is one of our co-owners, and they own EV Networks, so we work with EV.
Yeah,
but
good.
equally, if there's another network that you prefer to have at your home and have somebody else charge, install a charger or whatever it may be, we're flexible, but we do strongly recommend the EV product. We work very closely with EV to ensure that when we provide a vehicle, that they provide a very comprehensive charging solution package along with what we're offering as the vehicle.
That's good. Speaking of charging, let's segue into the battery itself. Obviously, it's going to be using the BYD Blade battery. I mean, it's got a very good reputation in Asia, in China.
Yes.
It's lithium iron phosphate type chemistry. And I think in China it's an unlimited battery warranty. I'm seeing on the website it's 7 years. Is there an explanation for the discrepancy in the times?
I didn't quite follow that question, but I'll answer in regards to the warranty. So we've got 7 and 7 on vehicle and on battery. And I saw one of the questions earlier on the chat pop up as to what the degradation is. It's a comprehensive battery replacement system. So if for some reason there is no actual degradation mark, like for example, it doesn't cut off at 90% or that type of level. So the Blade battery, one of the features is because the battery charges at a constant rate which is an advancement in technology by BYD,
Mm.
the degradation is extremely low, to the point that it's almost negligible in the ownership profile of 5 to 8 or so years that people will have the vehicle and the warranty coverage. So it's more about giving that confidence that if there is any issue, if very rare, extremely rare occasion that there might be an issue with a cell, we have the capabilities to identify that and replace one of those cells. But we're confident on the warranty product that we've put forward.
That's good. Sorry, I should clarify, Luke. I meant I was just echoing some comments from my video saying that I think the warranty is longer in China for their BYD vehicles
Yeah, no,
compared to ours.
yeah. To explain that, there's a when with translation taken in, there's a quality. I think it's, sorry, I've gone blank on the actual wording, but it's a comfort warranty where it provides effectively a lifetime ownership warranty for the vehicle, that if it reached a certain point of degradation, that there would be a provision under warranty. To be competitive in the Australian market, we need to be sharp on every point. So being frank on how we can reach such an exceptional price point is that we have to factor in how long we can actually carry warranties for, and we've comfortably matched competitors in the range of 7 and 7, and that's part of the pricing structure that we've come up with. But what I can say is we know the BYD battery, the Blade battery, will comfortably do more than 1 million kilometres without any major degradation whatsoever. So whilst we've set the warranty at a certain point, we expect to have very few warranty claims on the battery, if any.
Okay, good. Yeah, no, it's certainly got a great reputation in China and Asia for sure, from what I've read.
And it's the most safe battery on the globe. There's no disputing that, based on so many independent testing of the Blade battery now. And that, as a family, I have a family. For me, we want to bring vehicles to the road that are safe, and the first thing I did was spend a stack of time in the testing factory, testing facility rather, in BYD. I've been there many times, but now that we're bringing products to the consumers of Australia, I've been there watching all the crash testing, right up close and personal, and I can comfortably say I bring this product to market with complete confidence in the Blade battery technology and how safe it is, and the vehicle in general.
Yep. Oh, that's good. Very good to hear. Now, look, I guess if you're going to be bringing 1,500 cars a month, potentially, having had a Tesla for a few years, I've seen the charging infrastructure in Australia grow and grow, which is great. It's obviously geared more towards Tesla with their supercharger network. At the moment, if you don't drive a Tesla, it's probably the third-party network probably isn't as good. Like, will you be advocating EV and ChargeFox and NRMA to try and add more sites as time goes on?
It's a supply and demand, simple economics. The more electric vehicles we have on the road, the more chargers there'll be. So that's something that we're working closely with EV, and we, for every certain amount of vehicles that we deliver, EV are going to install a certain amount of chargers. So the more vehicles that are on the road, the more chargers will come. So yeah, I agree. At the moment, there's nowhere near enough chargers, but that's part of the evolution into electric vehicles, and that will evolve over time. But the reality is, a lot of the people that will buy our vehicles have the capability to have a home charger or have charging at work, and we're working with in and above the product itself, but working to get as many charging stations nationally. There's a conversation that I can't give full details on, but it will see a significant amount of chargers rolled out nationally once we reach a certain point of sales. So it'll get better and better as time goes on.
Yep, that's good. And I'll be watching that space very, very carefully for sure. Let's move on to, I guess it was hard for me to convey how big this car was from my video. It's hard to sort of measure up against another car. I mean, What are the EVs that the Atto 3 will be competing against in Australia with the current batch, and also what's coming up this year?
I don't really like to talk too much about competitors' vehicles because I really commend all of the EV companies that are working in this space. So I don't really want to do head-to-head comparisons. But what I can say is that the vehicle, because of the 3.0 platform that this vehicle is built on, it's allowed the designers to maximize the space of what you have. So anybody can go on the website and look at the actual dimensions, but it is disproportionate to how big this vehicle is inside. Well, I've been in it with 5 large adults, and it doesn't feel cramped. So when you look at the measurements and you think, okay, that's a compact vehicle, but as you've seen yourself, it's actually very roomy inside. The headroom is fantastic. Like I'm 6'11", sorry, not 6'11", I'm 5'11".
That's tall.
And
Yeah.
you can see the distance that I've got here
Yep.
between my head and the roof, and I've got the seat in quite an upright position. So it's roomy. The way the doors are designed, one of the reasons why the speakers are protruding in this really funky design, and the handle is to allow more space. And you saw that muscle shaped design in the door frame, that provides more room. So everything in this vehicle has been designed precisely, and that's why the vehicle is called ATTO, by the way. So ATTO is in mathematics the most precise measurement that you can get to. I think it's 10/18 decimal points, which I won't try and touch because I'm not a mathematician, but the word ATTO has a meaning. It's about precision, it's about extreme measurement, and that's what BYD designers strive for every day, is building vehicles that push the limits, and that's what you're getting with the Atto 3, an extremely roomy car.
Okay, cool. That makes sense. Just want to touch on a viewer comment. There's been a few questions tonight about towing. Will there be towing capacity for the car?
So we haven't said this. Look, this vehicle can tow, and we're happy to take that offline. If there's any specific questions, please email our customer team, and we'll answer those questions. But the vehicle itself does not have a tow ball on offer to come as standard. But if somebody does want to add one post purchase, we're very happy to have a conversation about what we would recommend to how to set the vehicle up to tow safely.
Okay, good. And Scott's also asking, is regen customizable?
It is, yes. So there's a standard and a large feature. There's only two options, but it gives you that option of having high or low regen. And personally, I love to have it in the higher. I love not using the brakes as much. But some people love to have it just in the standard, which as more traditional driving, we're using your brake pedals a lot more.
Now, there's been a lot of talk about the infotainment monitor, which is I think the size of the screen. People are saying that it's been reduced from what they've seen on the U1 Plus in China. Can you comment on that?
No, well, unless I missed something, but I believe it's the same size.
Okay.
That's come. If it has been, sorry, if there is a specification that says differently, I'm unaware of that. No, I believe it's the same size, and I personally, it wouldn't want to be any bigger. It's a extremely well proportioned screen, and for what the way the dash is laid out, it's extremely convenient. So I think it's a perfect size for this vehicle.
Okay. And I think I saw roof racks as well when I was there on the car.
There's not actual roof racks. There's roof rails on this vehicle.
Yep.
But you can, which is a design feature. But yeah, you can put roof racks and onto the vehicle like any other vehicle.
Do you know the V2L capacity off the top of your head?
I've had a long day. Off the top of my head, I actually couldn't answer that question. I'm sorry, but
that's fine.
More than happy to take any questions offline.
Yep, no worries at all. Let's see if there's any other questions. There was one earlier about accessories. Yes, so Can Australians order? Oh, not that one, but same person commented about accessories. Can Australians order accessories from BYD in Australia?
Yeah, so we're increasing the amount of accessories that will be available, and something I really enjoy. I'm a car fanatic myself. Is merchandise and accessories, and once you buy the car, what can you do to it to make it even more customized to your own desires? So we'll be increasing the range of accessories and the range of merchandise that has generally been on offer overseas with the BYD product, and it's been quite an enjoyable process working through that, and quite fun as well. So yes, there'll be plenty of accessories, plenty of merchandise, all the fun things to be a BYD owner.
Yeah, I saw the merch when I was there, and just watch my videos, guys, and you'll see that at the start of the video. What is the servicing frequency for the car?
So we've gone very conservative, and we recommend, like any vehicle, that there's a 5,000 kilometer safety check, which is just your standard to make sure that that's literally a 20 minute process where everything's checked, everything's made sure that everything's working correctly, and then the recommendation is 15,000 kilometers for regular servicing to meet logbook standards. But as you know, with EVs, especially the ATTO 3, the amount of service work that's required at that 15,000 kilometer mark is very minimal. It's
Okay.
about making sure the vehicle's checked on a regular basis and functioning the way it should.
Okay, good. I think we might have touched on this earlier. Will the car have an app so you can remotely start and set charging time, set climate control, etc.?
Yeah, so there are remote features that allow that, and but that's also connected with different charging technologies as well. So yes, the vehicle does have some features along that line, but it would depend on what the owner is looking to do, and to the extent that they wanted to set it. But yeah, certainly with the connected capability and certain charges, that is a function that is capable.
Okay, good. And question about starting the car. Now that you've driven it a few times, is the phone the key as well? Is there a separate card key or just a key?
So it comes with a standard key, like a fob key, and then there's the functionality to download an app and open via a sensor in the driver's mirror.
Yep. There's been some questions about the charging rate, 80 kilowatts. It's possibly on the lesser than some other of your competitors. Was there a decision around the charging speed for DC charging?
No, I think it's been set to the suitability for this vehicle, and once again, we've spoken a bit about the degradation of the vehicle. So BYD are very advanced in their capabilities, and the charging has been set to provide the best outcome for the batteries.
Okay. Will it have a 360 camera in Australia? Certainly.
I absolutely love. It wouldn't be coming to Australia without all of the camera features. You saw it, and on Saturday, Tom, this car's out of the world, out of this planet with the amount of cameras it's got on it. So it's got the 3D. You can even look underneath the vehicle, which I've not seen in any other models or at this price point anyway. So yeah, it's got all of those features, and that's what I love about this car. The technology's just great, and also it's all about safety and convenience, parking. We want a great user experience, and yeah, so yes is the answer.
Okay, excellent.
Yes, and more.
And more. Good. Heated seats, ventilated seats.
So ventilated seats, heated seats, no. On this model, but in some other future models there will be heated seats.
Okay, excellent. And people are asking about the scheduled service price. Is it going to be capped for each service?
We're working on that with our partners at the moment. So between now and when we release, when we deliver vehicles, there'll be some options to have a capped service option that will be available.
Okay. And heat pump. I'm not sure about the heat pump. Will there be a heat pump for the AC?
It's a really good question. So this is the first vehicle in Australia that has a separate, to my knowledge, from our competitors, that has a heat pump. So that's an advanced technology feature from BYD. So for those that know a lot about EVs, a lot of the battery drain comes from heating the vehicle. So if you put the heater on, it drains the battery much more than what the cool air would do, or running the vehicle without a heater. So BYD's developed this wonderful software, the technology, which has got a heat pump, which uses natural airflow in the front area that historically would be an engine bay for a traditional vehicle, and it's a system where it uses the heat pump to create heating for the vehicle. So you're not losing range when you put the heater on full bore in the middle of winter. So that's one key advantage with the BYD products.
Yep, definitely makes EVs more efficient. Question on autopilot, or I shouldn't use autopilot, but sort of lane assist or auto steer.
Yes, so this vehicle comes as standard with full so safety braking, lane warning provision. You've got your lane keep assist. You've got the full suite of adjustments that you would expect on a top end vehicle. So that all comes as standard, with no extra charge.
Excellent. Question about battery cooling. I assume it's liquid cooled, like most modern EVs.
Correct. Yeah.
Yep. Good. I want to actually ask about the EA1 / Dolphin, just to finish off the night. You said on the night, on Saturday night, it was going to be possibly December 2022. Now, for those who don't know, the EA1 looks to me, sorry to quote one of your competitors, but looks more like a Toyota Corolla-sized hatchback. That sort of fit. Am I correct by saying that?
It looks around that size.
Yep.
I did say earlier I don't want to talk about a competition, but just as a guide, seeing that you've brought it up, it's around that size, but it actually has a 10% larger internal capacity. Same thing again, what I was talking about before. The design with BYD, because of the 3.0 platform, it allows the designers to maximize the space internally. So yes, it's around that size. It's a great car. Please don't wait for the EA1 if you're looking to get into a BYD product at the moment. But yeah, we're looking to, and we'll announce exact dates very shortly, or in the coming months. But it's around December, January that we're scheduled for at the moment for delivery and sale of that product.
And when on Saturday night both cars were unveiled, will both cars be there in Darlinghurst for people to see?
Yeah. So people can, when we open next week, feel free to come along and you can see the EA1 and you can see the Atto 3 in person.
Okay, good. Just quickly on the EA1, we'll have cameras like the Atto 3.
It does, yeah. So that's one of the great things. The technology in all of the products will be virtually the same, and that's one of the things I love about BYD, is that it's so focused on technology, safety, user interface. There's a key focus on technology. So yeah, virtually everything that the Atto 3 has, the EA1, or most likely it'll end up being the Atto 2 in Australia. That's yet to be confirmed, but the most logical name for that vehicle when we launch will have virtually everything that you saw in the Atto 3.
Yep. And have you got details on the battery options, like what range options at the moment for the Dolphin?
All of that we're working through at the moment.
Okay,
and, that will be announced when we release that product officially.
Yep. And I've got to put Paul's question up. He's asked it a few. Sorry, Paul. Luke, go on. What were you saying?
I was just going to say, but because we could bring one, we wanted people to see it and be able to at least look at what will be coming later in the year.
Yep, perfect. I better put Paul's question up because he's asked this 3 times. Is the charging speed 800 volts or 400 volts for the Atto 3?
800 volts.
Yep, perfect. Yeah, that's similar to another car I tested earlier last year, 800 volts. So that's good. It's very fast.
It's 800 volts, but at a consistent rate, which is one of the key reasons that the degradation is extremely low in the blade battery.
Yep, perfect. Greg's asking about colors. At the moment, the website's only got 3 options. Are there going to be more colors coming soon?
Yeah. So there are more options. In this first run, we have to manage the production facility to make sure we're able to hit the numbers that we're capable of. So we've got 3 color options at the moment. You've got the white, the extremely great looking grey colour. That's personally my favourite. I love that option. And then you've got the striking blue, which looks outstanding as well. So there's 3 options to begin with, and then we increase to 5, potentially 6, as we sort of move into probably 6 months of production of this vehicle. But to ensure that we can bring at least 1,500 a month in the early stages, we've had to reduce that down to 3 colour options. But we've chosen what we believe are three of the best.
That's good. And you mentioned too the interior will be different too in later builds, potentially.
Yeah, so there will be another option later on, but at the moment you've just got the one standard option, which is the really great looking one.
Yep. I think this has been asked a few times tonight. What's the charging speed for the battery 20 to 80% time?
So 20-80% time, obviously for those that know, it depends on what charger you're using. But full speed from 20 to 100% is 45 minutes with a high speed charger.
Yep, perfect. Yeah, here's a good question. Just before we go, like, what's the general feedback from Saturday night? Just the people you spoke to.
It was overwhelming. It was a great night. It was enjoyable. I think we really are at that moment, not just for our vehicles, but people are accepting electric vehicles. That we don't want to have to sell the vehicles. It really is a case of, and hopefully I'm answering this question right, but the vibe in the room, all of the feedback I'm getting, obviously, naturally you get the odd negative comment, but everything that I'm seeing and hearing is that it's time, and people are actually enjoying what we're doing. I'm enjoying watching what other EV manufacturers are doing, and it's just great that the general feeling is that, hey, this is the time that we can all enjoy electric vehicles. It's not just about the environment. That's a huge advantage, that we're doing some good, and we can create cleaner cities and cleaner air quality, but it's about the economics now as well. We've well and truly, as I mentioned earlier, past that point. If you're buying a petrol car now, you're setting yourself up for a much more costly life choice, because a comparison like for like at 44 or 47,000 in petrol is going to be more expensive. So yeah, the vibe was all about, it feels like everybody's on the same page now, and even I was fortunate to be on the Colin and Jackie O show with Tim Cahill during the week, and even somebody like Kyle Sanders, who's been an advocate for loving his cars, and the hottest cars he can find in petrol and so on. Even he's now a convert. So
Is he?
I
Wow.
think, yeah, I think there's a real shift happening, and it's great to be part of it.
That's great. Well, look, if I think people are asking about the Melbourne showroom too, but I'm more than happy to attend if you let me for the Melbourne one too. When that comes around.
You're more than welcome to come along. And as I said, we're in final site selection for Melbourne. We've obviously had to manage COVID like everybody else, so we would have loved to have simultaneously opened in Sydney and Melbourne, but we just haven't had the capability to find the right site due to COVID over the last 6 months. But fortunately now borders are open, so we're making up speed very quickly.
Yep. And one more question from our Kiwi viewers, New Zealand. Are you expanding to New Zealand yourself?
We are definitely expanding to New Zealand, and,
Wow.
and watch your space. There'll be an announcement very shortly. But yeah, BYD is coming to New Zealand in a big way very shortly.
Wow, look out New Zealand, you heard it here first. That's a scoop for tonight. Excellent. Well, Luke, I know you've had a long day, so I want to let you go. But before we do that, I just want to thank you so much for your time. It's greatly appreciated on my part. It's been an honor having you, and I'm sure our viewers have enjoyed having you as well. You've answered all our questions honestly tonight, and all I can say is I just want to wish you all the very best for this year with all the BYDs coming into the country, and looking forward to seeing them on our roads here in Sydney and around Australia.
And likewise, Tom, and thanks to all of your viewers and listeners. It's great I'm obviously very passionate about what we do. My whole team is passionate, and it's just really great for me to have this voice and have this opportunity to interact, and we want it to continue. As I mentioned earlier, why don't you come and do an episode in our showroom, and we can do a walk around and show people what the experience centre looks like for those that can't travel to Sydney. So I'd love to tee that up with you and do that at a later date, because I'm looking at the chat. There's about 500 or 600, close to 600 questions unanswered. So I'm sure, unfortunately, we didn't get to all the questions tonight.
Yeah.
So let's keep this conversation going. For anybody that's interested in securing a BYD ATTO 3, I encourage you to go on the website. As we mentioned earlier, there is the opportunity to put down a $1,000 holding deposit to secure your vehicle. Just go on to evdirect.com.au, and it's fully refundable. And we hopefully can have the pleasure of providing you one of these great cars.
Absolutely. Well said, Luke. And I've left your website, evdirect.com.au, in the video description. So guys and girls, just have a look at that tonight if you want to check out the ATTO 3. And yeah, I'll definitely take you up on your offer to do either a live stream or a video where I walk around with you and you can show us the showroom in Sydney. But for those of you in Sydney, go and check it out in Darlinghurst. Definitely.
Yeah, we open next week. So, but for those that can't, we'll be doing quite a few things where we'll have some interactive opportunities for people to view the Experience Centre online as well, and we'll keep you updated on that.
Perfect. Thank you, Luke, and have a great night.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Really appreciate it. We really respect everybody that's coming on this journey with us, and we really thank you for interest in our product, and look forward to hopefully providing you the opportunity to drive a BYD ATTO 3.
Perfect. Thanks, Luke. I'll see you next time.
Thank you.
All right, thanks everyone for watching, and once again, my heartfelt thanks to Luke Todd, CEO of EVDirect.com.au, which is supplying BYD cars into Australia. As you might have seen, he was sitting in his ATTO 3 in Sydney, just doing that live stream with us, and look, answering all our questions as much as I could, try and get the vibe of the room for you guys. There were lots of questions here, so I'm sorry if I didn't get to your question, but feel free to leave a comment there. I'm sure someone will maybe answer it for you. I'll try and get to Luke next time I see him with your questions. So thank you again. And if you watch this on replay, thank you so much for getting this far as well. And I certainly will take Luke up on that offer and do a walk around with him. And he can show us that beautiful showroom of his in 50 Riley Street, Darlinghurst, here in Sydney. All right, everyone, take care. I've had a great night. I hope you've had a great night to listen to Luke speak about the BYD ATTO 3. And look, I think, judging from that, I'm sure we'll have Luke back on the stream very soon to discuss more breaking news from BYD. All right, everyone, take care. I hope you've had a great week, and I hope you've have a great weekend coming up as well. And yeah, I'll see you next Thursday as always. Happy charging.